Okay, class, let's go ahead and move forward with the model. Next, we're going to draw some interior CMU shaft walls. This project will have a couple of elevators on the east wing, so we're going to draw the interior walls. So first things first, let's go back to this portion, and I'm going to undo this so we can actually draw this portion of the west wing. All right, so first thing you want to do is you want to type in reference plane, and you want to snap to the center of this line, which is here. Okay, and then next thing you want to do is you want to give the reference plane an offset value of, let's just say 15 feet, because the width of this portion is going to be 30 feet. So let's go ahead and type in 15 right here. And let's draw a reference plane on the left side, then come back down, click at this end for this one, and draw another one on the right side. Let's also draw a reference plane of, let's just say 25 feet. So go ahead and change this to 25. And let's do a reference plane starting here, here. So this is going to be the extents of our walls for this portion of the building. So next thing you want to do is you can go and select the wall command, but I'm going to show you a different way to activate the last command. So you want to select the wall that you've already drawn, right click, and click create similar. This will activate the same type of wall that you want to create. This option actually comes in handy when you design a project that has a bunch of wall types. Okay, so what you want to do here is, let's go ahead and give this guy an offset of 15 feet. And you want to click at this portion of your reference plane, and then click this portion and draw another one back down. Let's go ahead and draw another one. Go right click, create similar. And let's draw another one down. You got to give it this offset. Right click. Actually, if you right click the last one you do, the offset should be set. Create similar, and it's not. Sometimes Revit does that. 15. So you come back here, and you would draw a line like right here, and then you would actually draw another wall right here. See, the offset stays set on that one. Sometimes Revit will do that. You just kind of have to watch it and get the repetitions in so you can learn how the program works. Okay? So if you check in 3D, you have your walls, and it looks like all the walls are facing outward as they should. All right, let's go back to the level 1 tab. Next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and add our elevator shaft walls. Okay? Same type deal, you select wall, and the wall that we want to use for this portion to create the elevator shafts is going to be 8-inch masonry. All right? Now, when you're drawing walls and you want to snap to another wall, you see this location line? You can start your wall from the center, or you can start it from the finished face exterior, which is what I like to select. So if you click here, and you click a wall here, and if it goes to the opposite side that you want it to go to, while the wall command is still active, you hit the space bar, and it'll go back to the way you want it to go, which is on the inside face of that interior wall. All right? And you want to type in 12. This wall is going to be 12 feet. You hit enter. And then you're going to draw another wall just like this. Type in 10. This is going to be 10 feet. Enter. And then go back up and snap it to this wall here. Okay? And there you have your CMU elevator shaft wall. If you go to 3D view, you can actually see it there. And make sure that your wall looks like this, so that way you know you have the right wall. Let's go back to level 1, because we have to add a chase for machinery in this elevator wall. So you click this wall here, and you right click, create similar, and let's give this wall an offset value of 10. All right? So when you do that, you click that face, and you click here, and there you have your elevator shaft wall with a chase for machinery in it. So if you go to 3D, you'll see something like this. So now you need to draw this same type of elevator shaft on this portion. And again, time is money. Once you have something drawn, you can do what? You can always copy it around. So for this one, we're going to use the mirror command. So if you want to highlight something and you want to highlight everything in the box, then you would click and drag to the left. That'll highlight everything. But if you want to highlight something in particular, you would click and drag to the right, and it'll highlight just that one particular thing or whatever you hover over, okay? So let's highlight this guy and type in MM for mirror. Select the center reference plane that we created earlier, and now you have those walls on both sides, okay? So your 3D view, check it out, it's there. Now let's go back to level 1, okay? We need to add a radius wall from here at the east wing, okay? So what you do is you click on one of the exterior or interior CMU walls and click create similar, because this wall is going to be made out of CMU as well. And you want to click start in arc radius button with that wall command active. And you want to click here. And if you have to, see how it's not in alignment with the wall that we clicked on? Hit the space bar. That way you can line everything up with what we want it to be lined up with. And then you click here. And now you drag this to your east. And we want to give this wall a radius of 20 feet. So just type in 20 and hit enter. And there you have your radius wall on the interior of the east wing. Okay? So essentially this is how it's going to look in your project. And this is what you should have at this point. So next we're going to go ahead and draw some interior walls. Okay, so let's go ahead and do interior walls. But first let's go back to this radius shaft wall. Revit doesn't typically draw things correct all the time. And when this happens, you have to make adjustments. So what we need to do is have this wall connect with this one. So what you would do is you would select the radius wall and grab the blue grip and drag it to that wall. And then it's going to connect exactly as it should connect. Okay? So now let's go ahead and we're going to draw some interior walls. Let's just see. We're going to go ahead and draw some interior walls. So we already have our center reference plane here, which is what everything is going to be based off of. So let's go ahead and draw some interior walls. Okay. Let's use interior. We can use, I'm going to use 3 1/8, but you guys stick with what the book is telling you to use. We're going to use 4 7/8. And you want to give it an offset of 4 feet, okay? So you just type 4 right here. And go ahead and click on that center reference plane that we drew. And now you're going to have a corridor wall drawn, okay? And then click on this end and drag it back towards the east, and you'll have this wall drawn, all right? Now, of course, you know these walls are not joined. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead, click and drag and join the walls. Okay? And then once you have that drawn, you can go ahead and draw the rest of the interior walls. What I'll do is I'll draw one side, but I'm going to let you guys finish the rest. So you can use the book. It gives you step-by-step instructions. I think that'll me doing a couple of demonstrations is more than enough for what you guys need to actually draw this project. So let's draw some more interior walls. The quickest way to do it is to highlight the wall you just drew, right click, create similar. Okay, and let's give this wall a offset of 12 feet. And let's click right on this corner here. Or let's go to the top corner. And let's draw a wall towards the south and snap it to that corridor wall. When these walls are snapped together, you'll see it'll open up to show. If this wall was not snapped together, it would appear something like that, okay? Just go ahead and snap it together. That way you know that your walls are joined, and therefore you won't have any issues in the future. So select this wall, right click, and go create similar. And let's give it an offset of 6 feet. And you're gonna take this, click this corner right here again, and draw another wall right here, 6 feet. Okay? Same principle. Highlight the wall, right click, create similar. And we're gonna draw another wall at a distance of 12 feet from this wall. So just type in 12 and select this wall, and select this wall, and you have your wall there that's 12 feet, okay? Now, these are bathrooms here, so we have to add a chase wall, okay? So let's go ahead and give this chase wall a value of 2 feet. So you select this wall, create similar, and change this to 2 feet. And then you click this corner and drag up. And there you have your chase wall, okay? So now we need to do the same thing for the bottom portion, right? So what I like to do is I like to come in, I like to hold down, let's select these walls. And you can do what? Type in MM for mirror, select that, and boom, now you have those interior walls on the south side of the east wing. So now let's go to your 3D model, and your model should look something like this, okay? So let's go back to level 1. So I'll let you guys finish adding the walls. If you look on page 74 of the book, in fact, let's just go ahead and do it, okay? So now let's go to reference plane, type in RP for reference plane, and click on the center point of this wall, okay? And draw a reference plane all the way through. Make sure your line is straight. And select one of the corridor walls, right click, and click create similar. And give it an offset value of 4 as well. And select this portion of the wall at the reference plane and drag up. I'm going to click on the end here and drag down. Click on the end here. And you can select these 2 walls, MM time is money. And there you have your corridor walls. Now, what I like to do is, let's draw a reference plane. Let's just say 3 foot, RP. And give it an offset of 3 foot. Give it an offset of 3 foot. And select this wall right here. Just like that. Draw a reference plane here. And let's draw a reference plane here. And let's do one here. And let's do one here. So essentially, guys, these reference planes are just construction lines. They help you lay out floor plans. They help you line things up. They're very useful. And sometimes you'll have so many in a project that you can't delete after you've drawn your walls or whatever components you're trying to draw. That's why you'll have to name them. This project is not extensive enough for that, but I do want you to get in the habit of naming your reference lines. Okay? So what are we doing here? What we need to do is go and select this wall, right click, create similar, and click on that reference plane on the inside of the wall, and click on that reference plane on the inside of the wall. Okay? And let's do the same thing for here, right click, create similar. And go here. Okay? And then you can take these 2 lines, select them both by holding down the control key, and type in MM for mirror, and mirror these over here. Okay? So now we need to go in, let's just say you select this wall right here. Okay, we need to actually split the element, or let's go split with a gap. So you tell it where to cut the wall, you cut it here, you cut it here, you cut it here, and you cut it here. And delete that center portion out, just like that, okay? Now you can tell these walls what you want to do with them. So type in TR to activate the trim command. Select this portion of the wall that you want to keep. Select this portion of this wall that you want to keep. Unjoin the elements. We can go back and join them later. Let's see, we can do something, let's see, like this. Let's go back. I have another issue. There you go. Sometimes you just have to deal with Revit. It'll have your walls to where they're not properly joined. Let's see, snap to the center. So this is sometimes what happens with Revit. It will glitch on you. And it's a glitch right now. Okay, let's redo the walls at this corridor because sometimes Revit will glitch. I figured out what it was. But let's pick right up where we left off at. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and create the split in these elements first. So select the wall, and instead of using split with a gap, we're going to use split element or split line. So you click here and here, and then you delete that. All right, and then you would come here. Right click, click create similar, and you would draw a wall here and here. Okay, and let's trim it. There it is. So there's how you would do it. And what I like to do is, once you have one thing drawn, you can select it, type MM, and mirror it. And then do the same thing on this side. Okay? Click here, click there. All right. So there you have your 45-degree walls in. In fact, we drew this line in, but for time's sake, let's go ahead and delete this one. And you want to select all these, hold down the control, and you want to mirror MM about the center axis. Then you come over here, TR, and trim these lines up. All right? So you guys have just experienced how Revit glitches sometimes. It does that. I didn't delete it out of the video because I wanted you guys to see that glitch, because you will run into issues like that at no fault of your own, just because Revit sometimes it glitches. Very powerful program, the leading program in the industry, but there are kinks that they are still working out. So stuff like that, you have to deal with it. What we did there, we was actually splitting with the gap. Revit somehow didn't like that. It wanted us to actually just split the element. So essentially, you can do what we just did using both of these. Sometimes you just have to go through Revit and go through the motions to figure out why it's glitching. So sometimes it does glitch. All right. So now let's go ahead and add some doors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add maybe 1 or 2 doors, but I want you guys to go through the book and follow each step per step. That way, when you do, or when you turn in this portion of the assignment, all of your doors and all of your windows will be in. So let's go ahead and add a door at the end of this corridor. And we're going to use the Revit families. So you're going to go here, okay, go back to the Architecture tab, and you want to click Door. And there is a bevy of doors in here, okay? There are doors that they want you to go and add from the Revit families. Right now, all we have is single flush. In the next video, I will show you guys how to add specialty doors and windows. But for right now, for the purpose of this video. I'm just going to add a door, but I know for a fact that in the book, they want you to add a double door here. I want you to go ahead and just place doors where they have doors to be added. I want you to place windows where they have windows to be added. And then in the next video, I'll show you how to, let's just say, substitute the doors that you have in your drawing for the correct doors. What I have to do is I have to send you guys a link for the Revit families. There is one place you can go to download stuff, but I'm not going to get that information to you just yet. I don't want to overwhelm you. Right now, I just want you to focus on how to draw the walls and how to install the doors. So let's say we was putting a door here. Let's go to doors. Okay. And see this edit type? You can click that edit type right here, and you can actually change the extents or the parameters of that door. But for right now, we're going to leave everything default. So you would go here and click door, and let's go ahead and add this 36 by 84 door. All right. And FYI, guys, there are more walls that's going in this portion of the model. I'm not going to put them in. I think I've given you enough to, to kind of push you out of the nest and let you fly on your own in that regard. But we are going to add doors. Okay. Very simple, very easy. You guys are going to really be overwhelmed by the fact that Revit is not a hard program to learn. It is very easy. In fact, probably the most frustrating thing about Revit is that it glitches. Other than that, it's smooth sailing. Everything works great, even when we're doing construction documents. Right now, if you don't know it, but right now, as we put this model together, Revit is generating construction documents. And we'll have to go back and refine those construction documents, but Revit is generating it. And I'll probably do a brief demonstration as to what I mean by that at the end of this video. So let's go ahead and add some doors. Okay, let's put a door right here, and let's make it swing out. Or no, let's add one here. We'll put one here in the wall. Make it swing in, because there's actually a door here. And then there's actually a door. Now, when you're adding doors, you see these little arrows? When you click the door, you can change the swing of it. Okay? You can make it flip. You can make it do whatever you want it to do. Okay? And you can change the swing of it. So same deal, you can right click on the door, click create similar, and it will create that same door. Okay? So while the door command is active, if you need to flip the swing, hit the space bar, and the swing will flip. Okay? And you want to line it up as best as you possibly can with that door. And then let's take these two doors, highlight them, type in MM for mirror, and mirror it about this axis. Now you have doors on that side. Okay? There's doors all over the building. There's doors in the corridor. I believe there is a wall. Yes, there is a wall that's going to be at that location, centered at that location. So let's create similar. I'll go ahead and put these walls in. Yeah, there is a wall here. And there is a wall here. This room is a little bit smaller because of the restroom. Okay, and then you can select those two walls and mirror them. Okay, so you can kind of see how this interior is forming up. I want you guys to just go through how it's laid out in the book, okay, for time's sake. Because this portion of the model is fairly simple. I think you guys can, kind of take off and run and add the remainder of the doors. So that's pretty much it for this portion of the model. Again, there's a door that's going to be here. I'm sorry for moving forward without doing this part. Create similar. You want to put an exterior door here. Okay, then you want to take that door and mirror it about this axis. All right, now let's go to 3D. So now you see how your project is forming up. We have interior walls, we have doors. When you turn your assignment in, you'll have actually, you'll have windows. It's going to be really nice. This is going to be a really fun project to, so if you ever see that and walls are not joined, you can trim it. Just type in TR and trim and extend it to make sure it's closed. Okay. So those are the types of glitches that you have to look for. We have another one that's right here. Okay, select this. It's not closed all the way. Okay. So that's essentially how you add walls, doors, and windows. And you know what? Let's put a window in just so you guys can kind of see. Let's go back to level 1. And you want to click window. And let's stick with the 36 by 48 fixed. And you're going to take this window and let's put them on the wall here. Let's put one here. Let's put 1, 2, and maybe 3. And you guys will go in and put them in with the spacing that's actually allotted in the book. So make sure you're following the steps in the book. Guys, this is a really good book. I chose this book for this class because it is very, very simple to follow, and it makes it easy to learn Revit because it gives you step-by-step instruction. So if you take this video and you follow along in the book, you'll have no problem in this course, okay? So now let's go ahead and select these windows. Hold down Control to select them all. Type in MM for mirror. You can mirror those same windows down there. When you go to 3D, you can now see that some of this stuff is, the windows are already laid out, and you can see it in real time in the 3D view. Okay, so that's it for this video in chapter 2. Guys, feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I am going out of town this week because I have a funeral on Tuesday, but I will be back in Houston on Wednesday. This video and everything will already be uploaded and ready to go for you guys. So if you have any questions, just shoot me an email and we'll get you pointed in the right directions or try to get your issue resolved. Thank you, and we'll see you during next class period.